Hey everyone, this is Jam from Not Casuals, and today I'm bringing you my top pro tips, and I guarantee you there's at least one of those that you probably don't know. So my first tip is about the daily objectives. This is a tip that's been shared before, but I still find people that don't know this. So this upgrade, Skillful Craftsman, when you want to do this upgrade and you are higher level with all your buildings 24, 25, it takes days in order to build something. There's a trick to do this very quickly. So you just go here and you do decorative, and you can build a road or a tree of any kind. See, you just do it. Boom, completes the objective for you. So here you go, just accept it, and here you are. So it's a very easy way to get 10 of the points for this objectives every day. So it saves you a little bit of trouble, and you don't have to speed up anything and waste speed ups on something you don't need sped up. So my second tip is about the mysterious merchant in the courier station. Now, there's a few ways of getting her to spawn in your city. First of all, she'll spawn every day at reset, so she'll just appear and you'll have 2 hours to buy her stuff. Alternatively, there's a few other tricks to make her spawn. As you can see here, when you read, it says you can build, train troops, or defeat barbarians to make her spawn. So, for example, if you're accepting all your troops here, you sometimes will have her spawn in your city. So my suggestion here is that you would do it in small increments. So you would train only like 500 troops of each at a time. And then every like 2-3 hours you log on and you accept all your troops. And there's a higher chance of her appearing. So if you have time during the day to log on more than once, you can train troops like 5-6 times during the day and accept them 5-6 times, and one of those times you most likely will have her spawn in your city, and then you can buy her resources, which are very worthwhile. Now, another tip for you guys, most of you might know this already, but some people don't know this yet, and it's quite hidden. If you scroll out of your map like this, you see here there's some filters that appear. Now, they're not very explanatory how they work, but here they are. So if you have Alliance, it will show you all the Alliance territory. I'm sure you're aware of this. If you click explore, you will see all the unexplored and explored little nodes like cities. So because I migrated on this server, I have a lot of them still unexplored. So this is a good way to find them. You just go around, click them around. On a new server, you'll always have to do this because the rewards are very worthwhile. You can also click resources here. Now, if you didn't know, the color schemes here, they show you how rich in resource the area is. So as you can see here, because beside the Lost Temple, we have the richest kind of areas, and all around here is very rich. Now, if you go around the map, you'll see there's very like good areas here. So those are where the nodes that are higher level will spawn. So 5 and 6, it will spawn only in close places to these areas. Next, we have markers. So markers really just show you your alliances markers. There's really nothing special about this. And then you have barbarian strongholds. So basically, it will show you the camps and the keeps. As you can see, they're all scattered around. When there's an exclamation mark like this, it means this one is ready to be attacked. So my next tip, and that is probably one of the most important one to know, is gathering in your alliance territory. So as you see here, when you click a flag, it shows you the area around that is your territory. Now, if you look back, obviously, all of this is our territory. So when you find nodes in these specific areas, like, for example, this one right here, now I can just send my army to it like this. So the bonus here, as you can see here, is if you gather in your own territory, your gathering speed is increased by 25%. Now, that is a massive buff, and that is not to be underestimated. On top of that, a percentage of everything you gather will also be added to give to the alliance, and that will give its resources so it can build more flags. The more flag you have, the more resources you're gathering, and the more alliance members can be inside the alliance. So, very important. Always gather in your territory first. Now, my next tip is about joining rallies. Now, there's a very specific way to do that to maximize how much AP you spend and how many troops you can send, and then how much reward you get, specifically for fort rallies for barbarians. So as you can see here, we have a barbarian level 5 fort being rallied. Now I'm going to join it. The trick here is, as you can see, I have a preset march. You want to put your first commander here as one of your highest peacekeepers. So in this case, Lohar and Boudica are my 2 highest peacekeeper, which means that they will have a higher troop load that they can bring in terms of unit. And as a secondary, it does not matter who you put, except for the fact that someone like Osman increases your troop capacity, you see, by 8%. So here you see I have 207,000 units that I can bring to this rally. And Lohar is primary because he's a peacekeeper, so he reduces the AP cost, so it's only 140 instead of 150. Now, by having this many troops in one rally, especially for a fort rally, means that my percentage of damage will be higher, and then my rewards will be higher. So it's always good to do this. Even when you're doing war and PvP, you want basically the first commander here, the primary, to be as high level as possible so that you can bring more troops. As you can see here, I can bring 211,000 with a 51 commander. Now in this case, I'm going to use Lohar because I want the AP save. So basically, yeah, focus on always bringing your highest commander as primary. Hopefully a peacekeeper if it's a PvE thing. And as secondary, always try and bring someone who is going to increase your troop load. Now, Osman is one. And you have some other options in here, including Julius Caesar if you have him leveled here. And there's also Centurion, which does it by a small percentage. So my next tip is a major one. This is one of the most important things you should be doing from the get-go. When you are upgrading your buildings, such as Academy and all the troop training ones, the most important thing is to speed them up. You will always want to use your speed ups as soon as your alliance's help have come through to finish them as fast as possible. The reasoning behind this is, as you can see here, when you have a building up, let's say for 1-2 days, if it's a research or a training, that means this entire duration of 1 or 2 days is not being used to research or produce units. So not only are you not making progress and you're wasting time not training and not researching, but also your building is basically just wasting time, just doing nothing. So if you speed that one up, you can now then right away go back to training and researching. So you always have to use your speed ups on these buildings. As soon as you reach your alliance help here and your building is ready, you just speed it up. Obviously, try and time that with some events if you want to gain some points, and like don't try and just rush upgrade them for no reason. But the academy is definitely one of the most important building to get as high as possible, as fast as possible, because as you can see here, the more higher level it is, the more the research speed bonus is. So, and it's pretty substantial gaps here. So obviously 25 is very hard to reach, but you definitely want to reach as high as possible, as fast as possible, and you do not want to waste time it just being no progress towards your research or building. You will just sit there and do nothing, so speed it up. Now my next tip is about the Mightiest Governor. Now I recommend when you're not inside a Mighty Governor, which is my case right now, only be training tier 3 units. As you see, the difference between tier 3 and tier 4 is not that great, but when the first day of the Mightiest Governor starts, I recommend upgrading all your tier 3 into tier 4 right away. The timing is a lot less, so you will use a lot less speed ups, but the points that you gain for upgrading instead of training from the ground up is very close. So you'll gain about 20 points every time you upgrade instead of 40 every time you trained fully, but it will take you about 1/4 of the speed ups. So it is much more beneficial to just upgrade your tier 3 into tier 4 before training fresh troops, and you will gain a lot of points very quickly without using too many speed ups. Also in the same spirit, if you're a few days before the Mighty Governor, for example, here, you would go into your boost, and you can add these troop reserves in order to train more units at once. Now, you should make sure that you have a kingdom buff and a rune, and then you basically just go here and see you can train units. Now, I have one 5,000 capacity bonus, and that will take 3 days. So if I start this 3 days before the Mightiest Governor, can also do it with tier 4 obviously, which is 4 days. If I start this before and it ends while the first phase of the Mightiest Governor is happening, you will gain a lot of points from all these massive troops being trained at once, which is much better than just waiting for the event to start and then pushing all your speed ups. You will basically have 4 days or 3 days of speed ups for free. And if you were very smart and got the 20,000 or the 10,000 troop reserve, you could gain a huge advantage by having to spend absolutely nothing, just being patient and calculating properly. Now this tip is very important, a bit complicated, but something you must know before you go into war in KVK. Now for rallies, you see here we have a rally going to a fort. Now in PvP you will be going onto cities or flags or objectives. As you can see, I have an army already in this rally. My Lohar army is in there. Now if I click here, it says every governor can only dispatch 1 army per rally. So if this rally starts getting hit and gets low HP and starts dying and I want to reinforce it, I will not be able to because my army will be stuck inside even though it will be injured. Now, there is one way to rejoin that rally with a full army, for example. As you can see here, I have a full army coming up to reinforce this rally if needed. Now, it's a fort, so it's not very needed. But in this case, what you would have to do is I would basically have to go in here and quit the alliance. And then this army will get kicked out of the rally as soon as I quit the alliance because I'm not part of this alliance rally anymore. And then obviously you ask with one of the R4s to invite you back or accept you back right away, and then you'll have a full army like mine here would be beside it and ready to join right away. So this is a trick. You can then send your other army back to your city, heal it up, and bring it back. As you know, in war there will be very long fights. Sometimes a rally can last over an hour, so you'll have time to refresh it and replenish plenty. Thanks for watching, guys. This is it for our video today. We're gonna have more of these tip videos coming out in the next few days, so make sure to subscribe. Also, feel free to drop a comment, tell us what kind of guides you would see, anything you would do differently, any tip that you have. And make sure to drop us a like if you'd like. It really helps our channel grow. You can also join our Discord channel. We are all in there with a few of our friends, so we can help you if you have any questions or need advice. We'll be very happy to help you on there.